I learned this story, I heard this story rather in India, and supposedly it's from the life of a saint called Keshav Das. And by definition, being a saint means you are aware of all levels of realities. So he was aware of life form, life force, in all aspects of creation, even stones. One day he was walking toward a well known temple, to perform, offer his worship. And as he was walking there, first he saw these huge boulders, and he could see life force throbbing in them. And so he says, "What are you guys doing here?" He says, "Well, we are just hanging out here. There were some sculptors who came by and said, 'Can we take you guys because we need to build this temple?' And we said, 'Don't bother us. We are happy where we are.' So we are here." So Keshav Das said, "All right." And then he walked on. And then he was looking at the road. There were some stones there, which made the foundation of the road. And he asked, "What are you guys doing here?" "Well, we were with those same guys who you were talking to right at the start." Then the sculptor came and said, "Well, we need you to make this temple. Can we take you?" We said, "Yes." But after 3 or 4 hits with that chisel, we said, "Stop. We don't want to sign up for this." So he said, "Well, in your current shape, you'll fit right here." So he put us in this foundation of this road. By the way, if I can have the water, that would be great. Thanks. And then he said, he kept walking. And then he came to the outer courtyard of the temple itself. And he saw better paved stones and says, "What are you guys doing here?" He says, "Well, we all started at the same place. But we allowed the sculptor to chisel us out for a longer time. But eventually, we too felt it was too much. And so he said, "Okay, right now you are fit to be here, perfect place for you." And so we are in the outer courtyards of the temple. Then he started walking up the stairs. And he looked at the stones that made the stairs and said, "What are you guys doing here?" So same story, but we allowed the sculptor to work on us for a little longer. And so, but when we said stop, he said, "All right, right now you are perfect for these set of stairs. You've been flattened out, you are all smooth." And then finally he went into the inner courtyard and he saw those beautiful pillars of stone. And he asked, "Well, how did you become so beautiful?" "Oh, we started the same place as everybody else." And we said, "Keep sculpting us." But after some time, it really became too much. And we said, "Okay, we are happy where we are." And he said, "Well, you are beautiful. You will make beautiful columns and pillars for this temple." And finally, he reached the Murti, which was made of stone also. And he asked the Murti, which is alive. The definition of Murti is living embodiment of spirit. That's why it's not a statue, it's not an idol. A Murti is different. And he says, "What's your story?" And he says, "Well, I started the same place as everybody else. And when the sculptor came, I said, 'Chisel away. It might be difficult, but I'll never say stop. And even if I say stop, chisel away.' And I realized this is what he did to me, made in the image of God. And so now the reason for this story is, and how do we tie this in with ambition on behalf of the divine? How many of us, this is a show of hands question, and it's not a trick question, so everybody is supposed to raise their hands. How many of us want to be like that Murti who never says to our guru, the sculptor, stop? How many of us want to say, keep chiseling us until we are self-realized? Now here's the hypothesis. If we have stopped being ambitious on behalf of the guru, we have unknowingly said stop. We have unknowingly said go slow. Saying stop to the guru is subtle.